Yeah, so my name is Liam Courtney. I am a 22-year skateboarder. I think I've been skateboarding for about that amount of time. And yeah, I picked up interests along the way. I've been a model and an actor for the amount of time. I am also a life coach at this point. And yeah, I also create some content on the side as well. I think just anything that is creative and gets me out of bed. But I'm working on some projects at the moment, one of them being one I'm most passionate about, which is called About Time. And it's my video part. I haven't worked on a video part for about 8 to 9 years, so I thought it was about time. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it because, yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of injuries, I've had a lot of issues with trying to find the right person to film this and someone who has a similar vision to me and stuff. And yeah, we've had a lot of fun, so I'm looking forward to now. The skate part is for Calm Skateboards in collaboration with Osiris Shoes and 360 Clothing in London. It's just me, but it's filmed by my good friend Will Mackenzie. Actually, there was one highlight trick which I'm not going to say because it's the Ember, but I think the overall experience was quite fun. I hadn't been out in the streets in that way in such a long time because of injuries and again trying to find the right filmers and stuff. But it was just the interactions I had with other people. I'm a very people person. I love interacting with people and speaking to new people, getting to know new people, and yeah, it was really cool. I really got on with Will as well, so we kind of have energies that complement, and it kind of brought out the best of the people around us. Yeah, so it was quite fun. It was quite cool. I've been on so many in the last 6-7 years. I've been in James Bond. That was fun just because of the fact that it's James Bond, right? I've been in lots of music videos ranging from Stormzy's to Wiley. But sometimes the best ones are the smaller ones, the ones that you're collaborating with friends and stuff, just because it's more personalized and you feel more involved in it. But yeah, I think I'd say the highlight was probably James Bond, just from being able to actually go to the cinema with my family and then actually seeing me on the screen. That was pretty cool. Because initially I started getting into this because I was actually out filming for Slick Willy Skate Shop all them years back when we were filming monthly edits for them. And yeah, we were just filming a little clip at a spot not far from South Bank where we are now. And 2 women stopped by, watched us, and then asked us if we wanted to take part in an advert. So we did that paid well, and then from there I kind of just did work with the agency that was dealing with us from that, and one thing led to another. I ended up getting lots of agencies working with lots of different projects, so that was kind of cool. Quite blessed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know all the skateboarders in and out, but the idea that I got of it was that it's not cool to do much else other than skateboard. I feel like there's a lot of skateboard purists who think that you should just skate, you shouldn't speak, you shouldn't venture out. Now that was just my concept of it. It might not be necessarily that, but I feel like a lot of other people have that take as well. And if it's the case, then it's sad because I think skateboarding is such an expressive thing that, you know, I think we understand the beauty of creating and exploring different avenues in life and finding ourselves. So I think it's special to be able to kind of find what you love and you're passionate about, what drives you. So yeah, I mean, there's so many different flavors to life. I feel like it's a shame if you don't explore that. The skateboarding story isn't really exciting. I didn't find a skateboard in a dumpster. I literally was just at home. I've got a twin brother, and then my mum one day brought us 2 skateboards back from Argos just to give us something to do. I don't think she understood how far that was going to take us, or me. we both still skateboard, but me, I just found a deep passion and love for it. It just gave me something to do, something that was just mine. And yeah, I've held to that. Held to that for sure. It's good that you mentioned about mastery, because yeah, I think if you're going to master anything, you do need to put a lot of hours into it. And I think if you're going to, the best and most sufficient way that you're going to do that, the most sustainable way you're going to do that, is if you love the thing. Right? If you fall in love with it, you're passionate about it, you can't stop thinking about it, and that's all you want to do. And skateboarding is that to me, and it's to that to a lot of people. So yeah, I think it's special because yes, you have to be a little bit crazy to do it. You know, you end up throwing your body around, so many injuries, so many dents, bumps, bruises. Bleed a lot, roll your ankle a lot, but then you get back up and you want to continue, and none of those injuries actually stop you, and it's telling of a person's character. And yeah, I think I learned about myself through skateboarding. I think I learned who I am and what I enjoy. I enjoy moving my body. I enjoy having goals that I want to set. And the aspect of skateboarding where you can learn new tricks. You learn one, you learn another. You start putting them together. You can be creative. You can go out and start exploring, doing them down different stairs and on ledges, and yeah, it's just so exciting, and it's something that I personally have never got bored of, which is why I'm still here 22 years later, right? It's made me extra masculine. Yeah, it does build a mental resilience for sure, because you build a good relationship with failure. You're constantly having to get back up, and so you're not even necessarily hung up with how much you fail. Yes, at some points you get frustrated because you've been there grinding for hours, and sometimes you get mentally fatigued, you get physically fatigued, your body's getting injured, and you know, eventually sometimes the thought of giving up seeps in, but the passion overrides it every time. And that's something that I've seen myself and a lot of other people implement into other areas of their life. I feel like skateboarding really is slept on when it comes to how much it can build a person's resilience and their mental strength. Just because it's constantly, no matter what obstacle is faced in front of you, you're always willing to keep going until you achieve that next trick, that next goal. I think everyone's going to have their own journey, but if you're going to ask me, the main thing I think is to love it and to genuinely love it. And I'd even go as far to say as, yes, have the goal of achieving professional standard, but don't tie yourself to it so much. I think the most important thing is to love it. To love it because you love it, to do it because you love it. Because that's what I did. I had a lot of people saying, even friends growing up saying, oh, we would never go pro, you know? And to be honest, we're always our biggest critic, so, you know, some people might never think that they're at that standard, but you never really know. I think the most important thing is to do what you do, to do what you love, and then the right people will recognize that. Put yourself out there, never be scared to kind of go places and speak to new people, and just find what fits you. And yeah. It's hard to answer this question without kind of going all the way back and kind of touching the steps of my journey, but after I finished uni, I'm a uni graduate, I ended up just getting the first job that I could. I was working at the NHS. It wasn't a bad job, but I'm a fidgety person, hence why I love skateboarding. So that didn't work for me. So after about a year, I left it. And because I ended up going to a skate event, which went from Friday to Sunday. And from that point, I just skated and skated and skated. I think that's when my mum started questioning what I was doing with my life. You know, she didn't expect that I'd fall in love with it so much that I'd make it my life. And then, I kind of just broke it down to her and said, give me 6 months, give me some time so that I can figure out what I'm doing. I had no idea. I never have had any idea, even up to now, really. But I just know what I want to do. You know, I know the things that I love, and I know that I don't ever want to give them up. So yeah, in that space, in that time, I found Better Extreme. It's an indoor skate park in East London. And I started working there for about 3 years. I was working there, and then I picked up my first sponsor, being with Slick Billy Skate Shop. And I think the thing about me is, and the thing I'd suggest is, if whenever you're given an opportunity, double down and use that as your motivation, use that as your chance to really prove to yourself more than anything what you're capable of, because that's what I did. I always knew that there was something in me that I could kind of express outwardly. I think another thing that's hard to come to terms with is the comparison you have with other skateboarders and other people. So I do my best not to do that, because opportunities have come around regardless. And I think imposter syndrome is definitely something that I struggled a little bit with coming up, but I've eased off of that, because I think, again, if you love something and then other companies are going to endorse you because of it, then they see your value, and so you should also, you know. No, I was never a confident person. Actually, that was something that I struggled with quite a lot. I never had belief in myself. That's something that I had to build. Confidence is something I had to build. Being able to speak to other people and socialize was something that I had to improve at. In fact, even being recognized by any company was always something that was, even up till now, I'm always so grateful for the opportunities that I've received, because I never expected it. I think the way that school had programmed me was to believe that because I wasn't so good at getting grades, like good grades, that I don't know, you kind of just instill that you won't amount to anything. I'm just happy that that never stopped me from pursuing my passions, because it's given me a fruitful life, and I enjoy that. But it's funny because it's kind of like playing a skate game where I'm riding for Slick Billy Skate Shop, and I show up to the shop one day, and then the shop owner brings me downstairs, just I didn't envision it, and he tells me, Cormac has hit us up and they've asked if you want to ride for them. And I sat there and I thought about it for a little bit, and I just thought, it made sense. The name Cormac, I'm quite a spiritual person. I believe in karma. It just fit. It just made, it fit the puzzle. So that was quite cool. And initially I was still paying for boards. I was flow, but I was paying £25 per board instead of full price, which was awesome, because it just meant I didn't have to pay full price for it. And then again, I took that opportunity and started putting up more content, started pushing myself, started learning even more. And then eventually they recognized my efforts, and then they asked me if I wanted to be part of the team. And then things have just progressed from there. I ended up at some point started doing trips with the riders. Not some of them aren't on the team anymore, but we ended up having this signature series where all of us had a different drink on the board that we got to choose. And then and then eventually I got a pro board. I never expected that to be something that ever happened, so things happen. I think the trick that I'm definitely known for is a hard flip, because of how I do it. A lot of different people do it different ways, but I was quite inspired by Luan Oliveira and how he catches it sideways and brings it around. So that's how I aim to land it every time. But yeah, I think I'd say hard flip because I love doing lots of different variations of them, like into back tails, into front nose slide. I like to do ghetto birds. I know that's a controversial thing, but apparently ghetto bird is nollie. If you know what nollie is and you're a skater. And yeah, also another controversial one. I like doing hard double flips. Anything double is apparently seen as not cool. I don't really care too much. I think I prefer what I prefer, and if that's not cool, that's not cool. Funny because I mentioned that I'm a spiritual person, and yeah, I have my pursuit. My pursuit is to become a better person in anything that I do, and along with that, any opportunity that comes around, I kind of just use that to kind of move me forward. And yeah, I mean, turning vegan, so that's plant-based, has been huge for me. It's been a learning curve, but yeah, I mean, that's helped me a lot. It's helped me with healing in all my injuries. I think I've recognised that especially I'm in my 30s now, my body still is recovering similarly to how it was in my 20s. I feel light, I feel powerful, I feel energetic. I always have the energy to want to go out and still skate. And it's hard not to mention Aishad, if that's how you say his name, because he's up there in terms of his versatility. He can skate bowls like a bowl skater, like he can skate street like a street skater. There's not many things that I've seen him not skate, so he's definitely up there. But mastery to me is not just tricks, it's who you are, it's the energy that you bring, it's the way that you perform the trick as well. You've got Felipe Gustavo, he skates like a robot almost, but I love watching it because it looks unreal. And then you've got Boo Johnson, he's not been as active as of recent times, but I love his approach and I love the way that he performs his tricks as well. Me and him have quite similar tricks that we like to do as well. But yeah, I think for me, it's do I enjoy watching you skate in terms of do you look like you're having fun? The way that you perform the trick is very important to me, and yeah. Obviously there's so many other skateboarders that people know, like Nigel, etc. I admire everyone for their craft. I think everyone's got their own flavour. I'm just watching the homies as well. So. Sergio Santoro as well. I love skating with that guy. He's such a good person, pure spirit, and his creativity is insane. I've skated with him for hours and hours in loads of different areas: Barcelona, Bristol, London, France, and this guy is just different. So yeah, I just had to give you his flowers. I'd say believe in yourself, because back then I didn't have any self-belief. I just had the love and the drive to continue learning. I think I'd let myself know that it's okay to dream big, and that it's okay to aim for bigger than what you might see yourself achieving. One thing I want them to understand is that you should never give up. You should never let anything get in the way of your dreams and your goals and your ambitions. If you truly want to make it happen, you will, and you can. You just have to work with whatever your life looks like, any challenges that come your way. It's just important to keep that in mind. Don't let anything get in the way. Maybe there will be some obstacles that stop you momentarily, as long as you don't use that to make you quit completely and entirely. Keep going, keep striving, keep loving what you do, keep pushing that good vibration energy out there. One of the most important pieces of information I can give to anyone is the core of your experience in life should be to always do better and be better. We're all flawed naturally, so I think it's important for us to constantly seek to be a good person. I think above anything else, that's the most fundamental, because I don't know, for me, I don't care. You know, if you're the best basketball player, best skateboarder, it doesn't matter what it is. To me, I don't care if you're not a good person, because this world has many successful people, but it's needing more good people, more people who have ethics and morals and standards. You know, the pursuit to do better and be better and develop your mindset and develop your actions, be more sustainable in the way that you live. You know, as much as passion matters to me and the love for my brand has been dear to my heart, I think that is something that matters the most to me, and I think it should realistically matter to most humans. And that's what I stand for more than anything. Yeah. I do believe in karma, yeah. I don't believe it's as basic as a lot of people understand it to be. I think a lot of people think that karma is do bad, see bad, but I think it's also, you have bad thoughts, bad things will come back, you know. I think it's very important for us to be conscious of the energy that we move with, like spiritually, mentally, physically. I think it's important for us to be aware of that. You know, if we want to see better, if we want to receive better from the world, we've got to put that out there first. You know, we've got to perceive it in that way. I might be able to put it down to my mom and her prayers from young. As a child, putting me and my brother to sleep and you know, saying a prayer over our heads every night. I think that might have instilled a deep level of faith within me that I can't really explain. But it goes back to the message that I sent her when I said, give me 6 months to figure something out. And then along that process, because I had no idea what was going to come of it, and then along that journey in the next couple of months, I started working at a skate park, which not many people get the opportunity to do. And then I get sponsored by a skate shop. So yeah, if I put it down to anything, it's faith, it's believing. And I don't mean faith in a religious sense, I mean faith in terms of just believe that things can work out. That natural belief allows you to see opportunities that I feel like we sometimes block ourselves mentally, you know, just by not believing that certain things can happen, or needing to know what the next thing is. You know, I think there's a freedom in not having to know, working hard towards what you're going towards, and then believing that the right thing is going to come about. It's quite brave to do that, but I think it's important.